pro workouts, and through these threads has seen some really cool stuff coming out of the UAE team and their training. And we want to talk about a bunch of different workouts that this video you're going to take away, things that you can apply to your training. When would you do these? Why wouldn't you do these? Spoiler alert, if you're not riding 30 hours a week, some of the stuff doesn't apply to you, right? So we're going to boil down what as amateur riders can we take from the pros, and then why are they doing what they're doing, and what's our hypothesis on that. So we've talked at length about the benefits of low cadence, a high torque video. You've seen, was it some 5x10 minute sessions, or what's going on here in UAE with the high torque?
Yeah, it seems like 5x10 minutes is the common one. I've seen a few shorter ones at higher power, but it seems like it's 5x10 minute low cadence is a really common one that they do throughout the year.
Around what power? Or
It's
does it vary?
low tempo, but I think they do it by torque because sometimes I'll see one effort's at like 370 watts, which would be probably like tempo zone and 50 RPM. And then there'll be another one that's at 340 and 42 RPM. So I don't even know. I think they do it by a specific torque value rather than power, but usually it ends up being like 50 RPM, tempo zone, 5x10, which sounds really painful.
Why do you think they would do this? We've talked at length. What's the benefit?
So for guys like McNulty or Sivikov, I think it's just muscular endurance. I mean, if you think about it, if you can do 5x10 minutes at 50 RPM and tempo power, everything's going to feel a lot easier. So when you're in the third week of a grand tour and you're going up a 45-minute climb in the Giro, just having the legs to be able to keep going, I think that this is super beneficial. And anybody who's done torque training can speak to this. So if you're someone who's doing gravel or these long endurance type events, this could be a really good session for you. The other main thing for more of a climber GC type rider is the fiber type conversions. So converting those fast twitch type 2 fibers to aerobic type 1 fibers, and just kind of building that aerobic engine as much as possible.
Yeah, the torque training we've probably talked about in the video. Any athlete that has done, I shouldn't say any athlete or every athlete, many of the athletes that do it report the feeling of, I just have another gear. And not only after a session, this session, when you're doing other types of training, like you do the torque training and then threshold feels easier. But in that same session, as I'm building back fitness, I did torque yesterday. And after that, pedaling what normally I would pedal like 260 watts, I was just humming at 290. I'm thinking, damn, this feels so easy. And you're just, it's amazing. Torque training is phenomenal. So I'm curious to hear more about this next one, 3x60-minute aerobic threshold VT1. First off, how long of a ride is this overall that they normally do this on? And define what's aerobic threshold / VT1 for someone who's unfamiliar with this, and maybe try and put it in like ballpark percentage of FTP.
Yeah. So